Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Jujutsu Infinite video. Now in this video, I'm going to show you guys the ultimate domain expansion tier list. This video is a little late, I'm not gonna lie. It's been like a week till the game has been released, and a lot of people are in the phase of getting the domain shard because that is the only end game content so far. So you're probably wondering which domain should you get. In this video, I'm gonna go over all of that. I'm gonna showcase most of the domains and rank them on a tier list. So if you guys do find this video helpful or enjoy it, make sure you do like and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And I just want to say, guys, thank you guys for all the recent support. It really helps me out a lot. But yeah, that being said, guys, hope you guys do enjoy the video. Later. All right, let's get right into this. By the way, I just want to say that this is a PvE tier list for the domains. I'm not gonna lie, I don't play PvP, so I have no clue where they stay in a PvP. Yeah, this is PvE only for any of those guys who are wondering. But first one I'm going to be talking about is going to be domain expansion, Unequivocal Love. This is Cursed Queen's domain. This one's pretty good. Let me show you guys what it actually does. So if we pop the domain here, this is what it looks like. It's a pretty cool domain, not gonna lie. But pretty much in this domain, what it does is it gives you this katana, and when you press grab katana, it gives you two random abilities. As you see here, I got two completely trash abilities, which kind of both suck, but you can use them, and then you use grab katana again, and you get two random abilities again, which are pretty good. So this ability, to be honest, is it good? I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty mid in my opinion. If you get unlucky, then it's trash. If you get lucky, it's good, I guess. But another thing that this does is this makes your maximum Jacob's ladder a sure hit effect. So if I go all the way over here and aim my Jacob's ladder in the middle of nowhere, it'll hit everyone in this domain of Jacob's ladder, which is pretty good. It also buffs the damage like every other domain in the game. It gives you better stats, so it'll make a really OP ability like Ghastly Fist do even more damage. So this domain is pretty good. The ability, I wouldn't say is insane. It's good if you get lucky, but yeah, the fact that it makes Jacob's ladder a sure hit effect makes it really good in general, and it makes it do more damage. And Jacob's ladder is already the best maximum in the game, as well as it makes Ghastly Fist and Energy Blast good. The other abilities like Neck Twister and Conjuration kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. So those kind of suck, and that kind of factors the domain, to be honest, for me. So for me, I would put Unequivocal Love in A tier. It's pretty good because of Jacob's ladder and it buffs some good abilities, but I wouldn't put it in S tier just because it's kind of RNG, to be honest, and some of the abilities in the actual domain kind of suck. Next one we have is Gambler Fever. This one is Idle Death Gamble. This one is a pretty good domain, not gonna lie. So what it does, this one is actually different and doesn't require a domain bar, but if we use it, as you see, it brings us to his gamble world or whatever. And when you do a lot of damage and fill up this fever meter bar, you pretty much go immortal, and it's pretty easy to fill up this bar. I would recommend you get barrier mastery so this domain lasts longer, so you can for sure fill it up. But as you see, once you fill it up, you do go into this mode, which makes you immortal. It's a pretty cool cutscene, not gonna lie. It's a fuck Nance, bro. But yeah, it's a pretty good domain. I would actually, as I said, get barrier mastery so you could actually for sure get your thing up, but it gives you cooldown, damage, speed, and I'll show you guys that it actually does make you immortal. So I see if I get hit here, you'll see my HP, it'll literally just go back to max HP. So it's a really good domain, to be honest. Again, get barrier mastery for it to be really good. I'm pretty sure it also buffs your gambler abilities. I don't know for sure. I think every domain in the game buffs your stats. So yeah, everything will be stronger if you use this, and it's a pretty good domain. Lasts for a long time. As you see, it's on for a while, so you pretty much can't lose to any boss in the game is domain active. So it makes it a really good domain for PvE, makes it unlosable to any boss in the game, and this obviously would be good in PvP too. But as you see, it's still on, bro, after all this time, and really good, bro. I'm actually starting to wonder how long this lasts, bro. It's still on. It's been like a full minute now, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The ability is back up. That's how long it's been, bro. That is pretty good. There you go, it's finally out. Yeah, that was active for a long time. Anyways, Death Gamble, I'm gonna put this in top of A tier. This is a really good domain, to be honest. It's actually really good. I would consider putting it in S tier, to be honest. It's actually really good, bro. You know what? Yeah, I'll put Death Gamble on top of A tier. I think it's a pretty good domain. You could argue that's S tier, to be honest, though. But yeah, I would put domain expansion, Idle Death Gamble in A tier. It's a really good domain, not gonna lie, especially PvE, where you literally can't lose to any bosses because it's so easy to fill up that fever bar. They literally not one hollow did it for me. One hollow did half the bar because I hit 4 people with it. But yeah, it's a really good domain. All right, next domain we're gonna be talking about is Malevolent Shrine. This is Sukhuna's domain. I'm gonna use it right here to show you guys what it actually does, but I mean, a lot of you guys probably already do know what it does. It's a pretty cool domain. Looks really cool. Is it good though? In my opinion, this domain is pretty trash, to be honest. It's decent, but would I use it over any other domains like S tier or A tier domains? Not really, but I'll show you guys what it does if you don't know. what this domain does. The cutscene is so long, by the way. What this cutscene does, it pretty much just slashes everyone for 50 damage over time, which I guess it's really good. If you get barrier mastery, it actually makes it pretty good. It's like, I mean, if you do the math, it's probably a lot of damage, to be honest, like a lot of damage. Yeah, bro, I feel like this damage over time just isn't very good compared to like other domains where you literally nuke people. So it's decent, bro. It's decent. Would I use it personally with my domain shard? No, to be honest, I wouldn't. But as you see, it kills everything here. It's pretty good. Does a lot of damage, but it takes too long, to be honest, bro. Most bosses in this game you can kill really fast, and that domain just like takes way too long. It does like nothing, bro. So in PvE, I would put Malevolent Shrine in like B tier because I wouldn't use it over other ones. But if you use like PvP, I think this one would be really good and higher because the opponents that can actually block the ability or like use something else if you get your domain first. So it's pretty good there. But in PvE, I would put this in B tier. Wouldn't recommend getting it. It's like cool and all, but yeah. Our next domain we're talking about is Unlimited Void. This is Infinity's domain. Now this one is decent, I guess. I wouldn't say it's that good. What it does pretty much is, I'll show you what it does, but pretty much this domain stuns everyone in it for like 15 or for like 15 seconds until they're hit for the first time, or it's like 30 seconds or something. I don't know for sure, but looks pretty cool. And it stuns everyone in the domain until they're hit. And the bad thing about this domain is it also stuns your teammates in PvE, so it's not very good, I'm not gonna lie. If you use it in PvE, I wouldn't recommend using this one because it stuns your teammates. If you're doing it solo, then it's pretty good actually, because you know, you get like a free hollow purple on your boss or something, or a free black flash, whatever you want to do. But it's not a pretty good domain in my opinion. I wouldn't recommend it for PvE. I don't know how it is for PvP, to be honest. It looks pretty good because, you know, you get a free hit, but in PvE, just because of the fact that it stuns your teammates, bro, it's pretty bad. And the effect buffs like your obviously your abilities, so it makes them do a lot more damage, bro. Like we got hollow purple. Hopefully the domain doesn't break and we see how much damage it does. But as you see here, let's hit this guy with hollow purple, and this does like 4,000 damage, which is pretty good. But yeah, the fact that it's done to teammates, in my opinion, makes it pretty bad. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. I think they do need to rework Unlimited Void, but I think it is not that good to be Gojo's domain, bro. And I mean, you could put it in A tier just because the technique is really good, bro. Like the technique is really good and it buffs all that damage, so you could put it in A tier. But I would say this: if you're playing with teammates, bro, it's B tier and not good at all because you can stun your teammates, which it just isn't worth it, bro. You're not gonna do the damage that your teammates could have done. But I would put it in A tier for solo. It's still a pretty good one. You stun the boss and you do a lot more damage with your hollow purple, which already is like the highest damage ability in the game. So A tier, I would put it pretty good for this one. If you're playing with teammates, bro, which most likely you are, I would put it in B tier, bro. The fact that I don't know why you can stun your teammates with that is like ridiculous, bro. Our next domain we're gonna be talking about is gonna be Judgeman. Now this one is a pretty decent one, but to be honest, this domain, or not this domain, but this technique kind of sucks in general. But I'll show you guys what it actually does. Let me put up my domain bar. And there you go. We have our domain bar. Let's use this domain expansion, Deadly Sentencing. So this one, it's a pretty RNG based domain. I'm not gonna lie, it's more RNG based than any of Gamebler's, and it's yeah, I'll show you guys right here. So it puts you in this like jury room, and you'll get a prompt to play rock paper scissors. So as you see here, I'm gonna just pick paper, bro, and hopefully I win, bro. Of course I lost, bro, but you do get buffed to this domain. I don't think your opponent gets anything for winning, but if you do win, you do get an insane ability, which is a sword that does like 10,000 damage, and I'll show you guys it when I actually win. But yeah, this domain is not good unless you actually win, so it's a very RNG domain. I wouldn't recommend using it in general because Judgment just isn't good, bro. Like it has some decent abilities like this one, and you can also just do the sweep one. But yeah, this domain, it also makes guillotine's like AoE like insanely huge and changes it. I don't know what objection does. Does it do anything in here? To be honest, I don't know what objection does or confiscation. I've been trying to figure it out in the sandbox, but I don't know for sure. But as you see, you just gain a whole bunch of buffs in this domain. I want to show you guys it when I actually you know like win, because I want to show you guys, you know, the good part of this domain. Alright, bros, this again. Let's see if we actually win this time so I can show you guys what this does, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I've done this domain like 4 times. I've never won. Let's go paper again, bro. And I mean, like, finally, man. Oh my god. Okay, when you win, you get Executioner's Sword, and I'll show you what this does. You literally hit someone and it does or not hit someone, but you use death sentence with the sword, and you can see This does a thought with like 10,000 damage. It literally one-shots anyone. I mean, that only took me seven attempts to actually win, bro. Not too shabby. 7 attempts. So, yeah, this domain is trash, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Completely RNG based. If you win the domain, sure, it's A tier. If you're not, it's C tier. This domain is trash, bro. It's not good. The technique is not good in general. This domain sucks. And I'm like really mad. It took me like 7 times to actually do that. That is actually that's annoying, bro. All right, next up we have soul manipulation. Let's just use this domain right here. Self-embodiment of perfection. This mottos. Now this technique, to be honest, in PvE is very bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's the worst special grade, so I wouldn't recommend using this domain in general. But what this domain actually does is, obviously, it buffs all your skills, but most importantly, when you hit someone in this domain, they actually get these like blobs on them, bro. Like it makes them like get disfigured, which to be honest, I have no clue what that does. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't know what that does. Maybe if you use soul touch. Okay, yeah, that's what it does. If you use soul touch and based on the amount of like things they have on top of them, they like blow up. I'm like 99% sure that's what it does. I think all the abilities actually apply them. So like if I use something like Blade Rush on this normal thing right here, it would actually apply it with that. And then I would hit them like, I hit them like 10 times. If you use soul touch, it'll do a lot of damage based on how many of those blob things are actually on them. Just to make sure I'm actually right, let me use soul touch on someone with no blobs on them. As you see, this guy has nothing on him. If we use soul touch on this guy, this does like 200 damage. So yeah, it pretty much just applies the things to them. You use soul touch right next to them. It does a lot of damage. It's pretty good, actually. It's a really good ability, but this technique in general just kind of sucks for PvE. There's way better options, so I wouldn't recommend using this domain. The domain itself, though, is pretty good, to be honest. That's a really good ability, and it actually can nuke some. Like 2,000 damage is crazy for only hitting them a couple times. So yeah, nothing really to say about this domain, to be honest. I would put this domain in like B tier, but to be honest, I mean, this domain could go anywhere because this technique sucks, bro, and that kind of like matters when you're ranking the domain if the technique's actually good, bro, because you have to use the technique abilities to actually apply it. So I would put soul manipulation in like B tier, I guess. It's a really good effect, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend using it because the technique, it just isn't very good at all. Okay, next up we have Celestial Opera. Now this is one of the best domains in the game, and I'll show you guys what it does. But first of all, Story Rage is one of the best techniques in the game. As you see here, if we use Jupiter, this does like 1,300 damage. If we use Asteroid, this does like 800 damage. But let's use Celestial Opera so we can compare the damage inside of the domain, because this, in my opinion, this domain is OP. This is a very good domain for PvE. I don't know about PvP. I know for PvP that the maximum is actually pretty good for this. But anyways, what this domain actually does is it makes your abilities always do max mass. As you see on the left here, I have this mass bar, and when that's full, pretty much these abilities do way more damage. But in the domain, it's as if all the abilities are always at max mass, and your opponents take like 10% more damage normally, and it also busts your stats. So as you saw earlier, Jupiter was doing like what, 1,000 damage. I kind of forgot already. If we do Jupiter now, it does, let's see, 3,400 damage, and it has a different like AoE in front of you. If we use Asteroid, which did 800 damage, that does 1,200, 1,500. And if we use Terra, pretty sure this one is going to be OP. As you see, this does like that did a lot of damage, so I couldn't see, bro. But I mean, yeah, this domain is just very OP. I'm not gonna lie, you could chant Total Collapse, and this will probably, I don't have my tokens, whatever. But yeah, Jupiter, the fact that Jupiter is this OP and makes it so it does 4,000 damage, literally a 4 times boost. And these abilities do like way more damage, bro. And these are already like the highest damage abilities like in the game. Like, actually, that is 3,000 damage, bro, the Terra. And I'm not even using the other abilities. I don't think the other Star Wars abilities are very good compared to these ones, at least. But yeah, these ones are just really OP. This domain is very good. And yeah, bro, personally, this is domain that I will be getting. To compare the damage again, Asteroid was doing like what, 1,500 damage in that thing, and Terra did like, I don't know, like 3,000. But yeah, Asteroid does like half the damage here. Terra, I think, wow, like 700 damage is crazy compared to that. And Asteroid, of course, is doing 1,100. Let me fill up my mass bar real quick so I can show you guys that it actually is like max mass. Oh, and it also decreases the cooldowns, as you see. Like, these are really long cooldowns, but as you see here, if we use like Asteroid here, now I have max mass. You can see around me that I got this little bubble because of all the abilities I used. We're gonna use Jupiter now with the max mass, and I'll show you guys how much damage this actually does, bro. It's really OP, bro. But as you see, I was doing 160 damage M1s in the domain. Now I'm doing 100. If I use Jupiter here We'll see how much damage it does. Max mass, and it does 3,000 damage. So it always does your max mass abilities in that domain. It's very OP. These 3 abilities are already some of the strongest in the game, and the fact that that domain buffs them makes them take more damage, and it's just very OP. I can like confidently say that this domain is an S tier. I don't know why some people hate on it. This domain is the domain of the best technique in the game for PvE, in my opinion, and it's just really OP. So yeah, Celestial Opera, S tier, very good domain. Our next domain I'm going to be showcasing is the Volcano one, Coffin of the Iron Mountain. Now this is a domain that I wouldn't recommend using. Same with Judgeman, I just wouldn't recommend using a domain expansion from a legendary. Judgment's kind of different because it's kind of fun, and if you win the RNG, then it's like probably the best in the game. But for this one, I just wouldn't recommend it, bro. In my opinion, it's an off-brand Malevolent shrine, but I'll show you what it does. So, Coffin of the Iron Mountain here. It's a pretty cool domain, though. I'm not gonna lie, bro, but this is what it does. There we go. Pretty cool domain. But what this domain does is that it applies burn on everyone consistently, and it buffs your abilities. Same as every other domain, buffs your abilities. But this one, these guys take a burn. I use it on God of Dummies, so we can't see how much burn it does because it's like percentage HP, and these guys have infinity HP. But as you see, it literally just buffs your abilities. Eruption, it makes Eruption like 10 times faster. Molten Chamber, I don't think it does anything for that one. I don't know if that's normal when it does on the ground. Pretty sure it's not normal. So Molten Fish or Molten Chamber makes that thing. Fisher, pretty sure it just damage amped. Insects, what does insects do? Is anything special on this one? I don't think so. Yeah, it's pretty good, not gonna lie. Molten Palm, just higher damage, bro. So most of this stuff, if there's a domain, just increases the damage. These guys permanently take a burn. I'd say it's literally just a worse Akuna's domain. Wouldn't really recommend using it, bro. I don't know if it does anything special for maximum meteor. I kind of want to test it out, to be honest, but I don't have any focus charges. But to be honest, Volcano is a very good technique. The damage is insane, and if you want to use this domain, you can go for it. It will buff your already very strong abilities, but would I use it over like Malevolent Shrine? It's a lot less damage than that, not really. But I use it over Deadly Sensing 100%. So I'm gonna put this in bottom of B tier. To be honest, I wouldn't really recommend using it. As you see, all these options will be better because obviously it's a special grade. But would I waste your domain shard on a legendary? Hell no, don't do that, bro. It's not a very good decision, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, all right, lastly guys, we have domain expansion Horizon of the Captivating Skhanda. This is Hydrokinesis one. I'll show you what it does. This one's actually a pretty cool one, I'm not gonna lie. This might be like, I mean, it's a pretty decent one, I'm not gonna lie. But rules, I'll show you guys what it does. Again, it buffs all your abilities, and every time you hit someone, it makes them debuff. So as you see, I hit someone, they lose damage and speed because it gives them the wet debuff. I don't think it does anything to the actual abilities. That ability is the same. Oh, actually, no, that ability hits multiple times now. And then this one is the exact same. Piranha Storm. Oh, I didn't hold it. That one, I'm pretty sure, is the exact same too. Eel Bind is yeah, I don't really know. And I think Hydrokinesis Death Storm is the best one because this makes it, yeah. So Hydrokinesis Death Storm hits like everyone in the domain, makes this one a sure hit attack. So that one's actually pretty good. It does a lot of damage, but all the other abilities suck. This technique sucks, and this domain sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's kind of it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I would not use your domain shot on this one unless you're trolling. Again, Hydrokinesis Death Storm is pretty good, bro. Sure domain, all the abilities suck. Applying the wet debuff is pretty good, but yeah, this technique just is really bad, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, there you go, guys. This is my domain list. I'm not gonna lie. Some people might not agree with some of this. Like, some people might think Unlimited Void is... Actually, no, I would say a lot of people will agree with this, bro. This is like the only valid list in my opinion. I wouldn't really change anything. I don't think any of this is debatable. Maybe Deadly Sensing. No, I don't think any of this is debatable at all. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Unless I'm missing something about like some of these domains, I think this is the list. You could argue that Malevolent Shrine goes in A tier, but I just don't think this technique is pretty good. But actually, no. Actually, Cursed Vessel is pretty. Cursed Vessel is a pretty good technique. So maybe the only thing you could argue about is that Malevolent Shrine should be an A tier, but personally, I wouldn't use Malevolent Shrine over any of these ones up here, so I'm gonna put this in B tier. It's still pretty good though, but I want everything in A tier. But this is what I would rank everything. I kind of feel bad putting Malevolent Shrine in the same tier as like these two, but maybe it would be like this. You could say that this is also a correct ranking. But this is the only thing I would change, to be honest. You could do like A or B in this one. It's kind of up to you if you like the domain or not. But this is what I would rank the domains, bro. Again, this is my opinion. I do think that this is like correct. Let me know if you guys have any feedback, bro. And like actually tell me the reasoning, because I've had like some brain dead people in my comments before like, no, bro, you're wrong. I'm not going to tell you why I'm wrong, but you're wrong. But yeah, there you go. This is my tier list, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video or find it helpful, make sure you do like, subscribe. But good luck on getting your domain shards. I'm currently 1,000 boxes down with no domain shard, and hopefully I'll get it one day, bro. But that being said, guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video. And again, thank you for all the support. Really does help me out a lot. And yeah, that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace, peace.